Okay, so today I want to talk about Maglera Doe, a certified great, someone who shifted the culture and someone who brought township poetry into trap cadence and made it sound elegant, cinematic, and raw all at the same time. But in 2025, it feels like he forgot something. It feels like he forgot his actual position in the game. So let's break it down. Let's talk about it, right? First, let's give credit where it's due. Maglera Doe had South Africa in a chokehold for like 2 years straight. When Diaspora dropped, when those features were rolling in, when every verse was sounding like a movie scene, the culture agreed on one thing. This guy's different. Not just talented, but he is important for the culture.
Maglera Doe is not a gangster. Maglera Doe, I sold, and like, I'm not saying has because I'm not anymore, but I sold drugs since I was 15. You feel me? And this wasn't in the era of people rapping about it or what. It was just like after school, take off your school shirt. This is where we at. This is what we got for the weekend.
Yeah.
So obviously this was refreshing. He was rooted. He was poetic without forcing the vocabulary. He was representing Klerksdorp the same way Casper represented Mufftown, but with a completely new emotional texture. And at that moment, he was just one of the best. He was the center of the streets, the alternative scene, and the new age hip hop conversation, right? He felt like the future and the past at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. So no one is taking that away from him. We know what he did. We know what he had opened up for the industry, right? Then as the music attention grew, obviously brands started catching on: fashion shows, magazine covers, editorial campaigns, modeling bookings, studio pictures with big names overseas, networking, globe charting, all of that, right? And listen, that's not wrong. Every artist wants that. We love seeing South African rappers get those looks. It's actually a win for the culture. The problem isn't that he expanded into branding. The problem is what happened after, because somewhere in between the brand meetings, the campaign fittings, and the international networking, the music momentum slowed down. The voice that once narrated the streets turned into a brand of aesthetic more than a cultural presence, right? And we just being honest right here. He started being seen more than being heard. And the difference between being visible and being present, right, is that Maglera was everywhere visually, in every drip page or on every runway, on every artist to watch list, standing next to international names, flying out, booked, styled. But musically, the timeline went quiet. The question became, where's the music? Where's the dominance? Where's the reason? Where's the reason we started caring in the first place? And because being a GOAT in hip hop is not a branding title, it's a music title, right? And it's earned through outputs, consistency, and presence. So when the verses stop landing, when there's no project to shape the culture, when other new artists start filling in those gaps, the crown becomes shaky. Not because he lost talent, but because he stopped reminding us why he is the king. And hip hop is not sentimental. Hip hop doesn't wait. Hip hop doesn't care if you were a GOAT yesterday. Every year there's a new face, a new album, a new sound, a new energy. We saw new stars rising. We saw Pretoria take over again. We saw drill evolve. We saw new storytellers coming up hungry. Meanwhile, Maglera was out there playing chess in silence, but the game he was dominating moved forward without him on board. So if you don't feed the culture moves on. Not because they don't respect you, but because the culture must stay alive. So what made Maglera Doe special was that he was authentic. He was close to the ground. He felt like home. He felt like he was speaking with us and not to us, right? And once brand identity becomes the primary identity, that emotional connection shifts. When an artist starts looking too clean, too curated, too elevated, the relatability kind of breaks. And trust me, guys, someone making it is not a bad thing, right? I just feel like the hood starts feeling like he's not one of us anymore, or he's gone industry now. And as I'm saying, even if that's not true, perception is everything, guys. Right now, the culture feels like Maglera is speaking from a rooftop instead of a street corner. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop does not respond well to distance, right? And let's be clear. This is not a Maglera fell off conversation, because he definitely didn't fall off. This is a you stepped away from the throne while it was still warm conversation. Talent is still there. Respect is still there. Demand is heavily there. We're waiting for something, bro. I'm not lying. But the supply, the music, the hunger, the presence, that needs to come back because a goat has responsibilities. A goat sets the pace. A goat does not let the culture breathe without him, right? And Maglera doesn't need to prove he's great. He needs to remind us that he's still here.
It's
That's
me
it.
and Rocky. Let me give you a jewel. I haven't told anyone this. I'll tell you first. So Rocky sees my music video for Memoirs, and he sends his guys. He's like, yo, I want to speak to this guy. Because obviously he's high profile, so I don't think he wanted to
Do you have any
DM.
idea how he comes across it?
He told me in the car. I'm giving you the story. Keep it close. Don't keep it too near. So Rocky sees my stuff. He sends his boy. His name is... Where's my phone? I want to show you the DM. Show you the DM. Where's my phone, Bob? Rocky doesn't have WhatsApp. I just forgot his name. But this dude DMs me and he's like, yo, Rocky's looking for you. So I'm like, what's his name? It's fine. I'll show you a real one. You know? So this happens after.
The first
yeah,
one
it's like,
texting.
no, he takes it after this. But you see, yeah. Anton? I'm showing you. So Rocky sends his guys to look for me. And this guy is like, yo, Rocky's looking for you. I'm like, all right, cool. Here's my number. And then I'm shooting Leah Butler's Imi Mangaliso video. We in Pretoria were shooting. Then I get this message I just showed you. It's like, yo, it's Rocky. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, yo, can I call you? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm leaving Turks and Caicos with Riri, but call me quickly. So I'm like, sharp. One soara. And then I say to him, dog, you know, I'm Puma too. So which is how New York happened. The first time I went to New York in my life was ASAP Rocky flying me down to go shoot with him. And then we spent like maybe 4 days, 5 days in New York. I was with Rocky like most of the days after shooting. He pulled up on me in a Rolls Royce Cullinan. All black, matte, with like a gloss on top. The first song Rocky rapped for me was 018.
For real?
Yeah, and he didn't rap my part. He rapped Casper's chorus, and he couldn't say it. So he said like 018. I was like, oh shit. So he was really tapped in, you know?
That's good to know.
And
Maglera is at, a crossroad, right? Either he doubles down on brand identity and becomes a cultural figure who, is remembered for aesthetic more than the art. I mean, someone like Ricky Rick, or he comes back to the booth, locks in, and delivers something so undeniable that the culture has no choice but to adjust. And the perfect example I have is KO Questa. Even when these people had brands and became successful, they still felt like they were speaking from the Gasi. I don't know if that makes sense. And knowing the kind of artist he is, I believe he can actually turn this around. He just needs to decide whether he still wants to be, in the arena, because the game is wide open right now. South African hip hop is rebuilding. We need pillars, we need narrators, we need architects, right? And Maglera is actually one of them. And I hope he wants to be at his spot again. So tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys feel like Maglera Doe Boy just took a break, just to come back stronger? Do you feel like he abandoned the culture a bit while building his brand? Or do you think the comeback is loading? Let's talk about it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.